Hi, ladies. Today is April 29th, and we are on page 51 in your packet. So today we are going to be looking at the problem in front of you. Jill earns $3,000 a month. Her rent is $660 each month. Her monthly food bill is $350, and her insurance costs one-third of what she makes. How much money does she have left after paying those three bills? So Jill earns $3,000 a month. Her rent is $660 each month. Her monthly food bill is $350, and her insurance costs one-third of what she makes. How much money does she have left after paying those three bills? All right, so big thing. Jill has $3,000 when she starts the month. And then she has to pay $660 for her rent. And then for food, she's going to pay $350. And then insurance costs one-third of her monthly amount that she makes. So I'm going to put this in red of what she makes. Because I want you to think about one-third of what she makes. Can we replace that what she makes with a quantity? So I want you to think about what quantity we could possibly fill in there. And then the question that we're trying to solve is how much money does she have left after paying those three bills? So she has $3,000. She pays $660 for rent, $350 for food, and then one-third of, think about that, one-third of what she makes. So think about what we could fill in that portion where it says what she makes. What would that quantity look like? And what would that entire problem look like? So if I was talking about one-third of what she makes, one-third of what she makes, what is that word of telling me to do? Think about visually in your head what one-third of, just kind of that portion right there, one-third of, what does that look like if you're writing it out as an equation? And then what she makes, okay? So what quantity would you put there? All right, so go ahead, pause the video. I want you to solve this problem and then unpause when you're ready to check it with me. All right, so take a look at what I have on my paper. So you're going to notice I have $3,000, and that's what we're representing as our total income for 1 month. And then I have $660, which is the total rent for 1 month. And then $350, which is the cost of food for 1 month. And then this portion right here, that one-third, is the cost of insurance compared to the total number, her total income. So we want to think about this portion right here as one-third of her total income. We know that one-third of her total income would be kind of written like this, one-third of 3,000. So we want to ask ourselves, how much money does the insurance cost? Because before we do anything else, we need to figure out how much she's actually paying for insurance. So that first part that we're going to do is we want to figure out what one-third of 3,000 is, because that's going to give us our actual dollar amount for the amount of money she spends on insurance. So one-third times, because remember, of represents the operation of multiplication, and then 3,000 over 1. So again, we are not dividing, we are multiplying. So when we multiply fractions, we don't keep it flipped, we leave it exactly like it is and multiply straight across. So 1 times 3,000 is 3,000. 3 times 1 is 3. So 3,000 over 3 represents an improper fraction, so we can use this as a division problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 and see how many times it can go into 3, which is 1 time. And then we have our 3 zeros that we need to add to that. So this poor girl is spending $1,000 on insurance each month. All right. So 1/3 of her income goes to insurance. So we found out that that's $1,000. So we know that she spends $1,000 on insurance. Now we want to know how much is left after she pays all of these bills. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1,000 here because that's our new dollar amount. And now we want to figure out how much money she's actually spending. So we don't actually know her total bills because it just gives it to us in broken down into separate categories. So rent, food, and insurance. What we want to do is figure out what that total cost is for her. All right, so we're going to take that $1,000 and we're going to add the $350 and the $660 because this is going to tell us how much total money she's spending each month on her bills. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 6 is 11. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So for her bills, she's spending $2,010. So this is her total bills. But what's important is we're not trying to figure out necessarily what her total bills are. We're trying to figure out how much money she has left after she pays them. So think about that word left. How much money is left? If we're finding out how much money is left, we're trying to find that difference between the amount of money we make and the amount of money we're spending to figure out how much is left in our bank account. So we're going to take that 3,000. So this is going to be the third step. We're going to take 3,000 and we're going to subtract away 2,010. Remember, you want to make sure that you are looking at those units. And also remember, because we're talking about money, we were able to add these three quantities together. And because we're still talking about money, they both have the same unit, we can subtract these. If they didn't have the same unit, then we would have to think of something else. 0 minus 0 is 0. We can't do 0 minus 1, so we want to borrow from the 3, make it a 2. This becomes a 9, and this becomes a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 0 is 9. Important, we probably want to make sure we're checking our work to see if this is correct. We want to make sure that 990 plus 2,010 equals a total of 3,000. So let's turn this around. We're going to take 2,010 and we're going to add that 990 to check our work. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 1 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3,000 is correct. So for our answer, we want to look and see what our unit is. So our answer was that she had $990 left. Because remember, we used the amount of total bills, but we want to know the difference between how much she earned and how much she still has in her bank account. So for our answer, we're going to use that dollar sign because that's going to represent our unit, which is $990. And for our number sentence, we want to make sure that we're breaking it apart and doing all of our sections. So we have 3 parts that we did, and we want to make sure that we're representing all 3 of those. So first thing that we want to do is we want to take 1/3 and multiply it by 3,000. Because that told us how much insurance is going to cost us. Then after we did that, we want to go on to step 2, which is where we take our 2 additional quantities and add those. So 350 plus 660. Okay, so we did that next. We're going to put that into our brackets so that we know we want to do that. I'm actually just kind of put this off here. And then the last thing that we did is we found this answer, and we're going to subtract this entire answer, which gave us 2,010, and we're going to subtract it from 3,000. So it's going to be $3,000 minus, I ran out of space, so it should be 3,000, $3,000 minus this entire set. All right. So if you have any questions about this one, please feel free to reach out. Or you can always rewind and listen to the explanation again.